All right, welcome. Thank you everyone for subscribing and liking this video. I wanted to do this video for those of you that are just beginning to trade, literally the beginner. So I wanted to start off by what is bullish and what is bearish. So bullish is basically long, up, going up. That's bullish. That's higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So that's bullish. Let me write this down right here. And put this green, bullish. You can put it whatever color, but bullish most likely is green, or you can say long as well. Okay. So that's when you create higher highs and higher, oops, and higher lows. So that's a bullish market. Okay, bullish market, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Now, a bearish market is when it goes lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. All right, so that's basically a bearish market right here. Let me write this down right here, and let me put this on red. So that's bearish, or you can say short. And then you're creating lower highs and lower lows. All right, so that's basically that. There's three types of markets, okay? Three types of markets. This I will do a regular color. Three types of markets. There is a bullish market, bearish market, and consolidation. All right, so those are the three type of markets there is. So, and the consolidation is basically like this. When you're like just literally just ranging, you barely get this in the higher time frames, but in the lower time frames you get this a lot. So that's consolidation market. Let me just write this down. It's very beginner, so if you know how to trade, this can be a little boring, but it's for beginners. All right. So these are the three type of markets for a beginner. So bullish or long, you're creating higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. For the bearish scenario, you can say bearish, short, it's lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And then consolidation is basically just, let me try to find a scenario of consolidation. So basically this can be consolidation. And then this right here is a bullish market. Now, it's not going to be perfect like how I drew it. It can be like this. As long as you're creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So that's a bullish market. Now, let me see a bearish market. So this is a bearish market right here. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Kind of consolidation, but lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and then just created lower lows, lower lows. Let me try to see if I find a better example of this. Could be lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So basically that's when you can see that there's a bearish market. So those are the three types of markets there is. Okay, so again, bullish long, higher highs, higher lows, bearish short, lower highs, lower lows. All right, so that's that. So now that you know the three types of markets, now what are candlesticks? Candlesticks are literally, you can have them any color, but these are like the one that you start off with. So the candlesticks is this right here. These are candlesticks. The red ones, that means the sellers are in control. The green ones, the bears are in control. Not everyone has these colors right here. Some people have gray, blue, black, and white. Or black and gray. It's different. They have different colors, but I keep mine simple like this. And basically, what a candle is. Let me draw this. Where is annotate? Okay. Let me draw. Okay, so now I want to do it with color. Okay, so this is a candle, and then this is a healthy candle. Okay, so that's a candlestick. Don't worry about the color. Just this is a healthy candle. It has a top wick, it has a bottom wick. There's wicks that are like this. There's candles that are like this. Okay, so this means that there's a lot of bearish pressure. Okay, that means that this candle once was green, going up, going up, going up, and then it just the bears just the selling pressure just started lowering it, pushing it down, and then that means most likely the market's just gonna continue like that. This is a confirmation. I don't trade, you know, I don't typically trade those type of confirmations, but it helps. It helps a lot. All right. So that's another candle. There's tons of candles, but this is and then now this is the other one in a bullish scenario. Let's do this. Okay. So I meant to do it the same size, but my drawing is not so good. So basically, this is the sellers were in control, and then the buyers just stepped in and just pushed the candle all the way up, meaning that most likely this market is just gonna go up. All right. So that's basically this is a healthy candle right here. A nice top wick, a nice lower wick, and nice body. Let me try to see if I can find one so you guys can see. Let me erase this. Oops. All right. All right. So look, so this is one of the candles that I told you that this candle was once. Let me do this right here so you guys can see. Where is the drawing? So this right here was once red. This was once red right here. Okay, but then the bullish pressure came in and just started driving the candle up. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that the market's gonna go up. In this case, it just dropped back down. But it's a strong confirmation. Look, so this scenario, look at this candle right here. The same one I drew right here. This same thing. I had bullish, 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 bullish. Then the sellers came in and it just dropped. All right. So basically, that's a simple form of this is the simplest way to explain the basic stuff about trading. Okay, so I don't want to make this video too long. I don't want to confuse people, but that's basically you have three types of markets. You have bullish market, bearish market, and consolidation. You have bearish short or lower highs, lower lows, and then bullish long, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, so this is very crucial for someone that's starting to know. and then also the candlesticks. Okay, I'm gonna go in depth a little bit more into candlesticks. Like I said, I don't necessarily trade candlesticks. I go based off of like supports, resistance, and trend lines and all that. But that's another video. But I just wanted to teach the basics. Okay. All right. I hope you all liked and enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, just leave the comments below, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. All right. Take care.